Welcome. I want to present an overview of the characteristics and traits that appear in a relationship controlled by bullying and perversion. I'll explain the view of the attacker, the victim, and the process in between. I want to establish, first of all, the difference between these two. Bullying is a direct aggression in which the sole purpose is to demean others in order to feel greater. Meanwhile, a perverse aggressor tries to destroy others through an indirect approach. Therefore, the person being attacked, the victim, has no idea what he or she is getting into. It is important to include the relation and the importance of narcissism in a perverse individual. It is normal for everyone to have some sort of level of narcissism. We all like to feel admired, to be given attention. Our egos are integrated in our personalities, which long for some sort of feeding. But what sets us apart from those who possess a profound narcissistic personality is the fact that once they have committed an aggression, they feel no remorse, no guilt. Simply becomes a necessity longed for. They feel powerful, they feel arrogant, and they lack the capacity to feel real emotions. And the emotions that are considered to be weak, like sadness or grief, are transformed into a greater, more powerfully accepted emotion like anger or vengeance. The step into a narcissistic perversion is reached when the individual is gratified in the suffering of others. It becomes an indulgence to be able to manipulate others into submission and humiliate them. This person feeds off others. He needs to find his identity through the eyes of others. According to Kernberg, in a perverse narcissist, the egoism is over-exaggerated. The eagerness to obtain approval and recognition is magnified. Envy takes over. There occurs the need to steal the happiness and liveliness of others. Since he cannot fully enjoy life, destruction is his tool. These people are portrayed as brilliant individuals. They know well how to seduce and intrigue. They depict a picture of a person in control, stable, powerful, a person whom others would like to be associated with. He or she even feels competent in lecturing others on how to live the correct way. In reality, they paint a different picture. They need to vent on others, and their cruelness is due to their childhood traumas and unresolved pain. They use the method of transference as a way to release themselves from emotions. In the realm of psychoanalysis, it is believed that these people become aggressors because of a certain deviation of the normal sexual act. Once they have chosen a victim, their true colors come out. They know how to make their victims feel responsible for the situation, and to an extent, this permits the abuser to feel abandoned when the victim leaves or escapes. Therefore, he may continue a search for a new victim. They take no responsibility, they take no blame. They believe whatever happens to them is because of others. One of the most curious things is that as much as these perverse individuals depict to have things in order and control, they actually leave others in the world to control their decisions. They are unable to stand on their own 2 feet. They demonstrate some grade of paranoia. They attack others because they don't want to be attacked first. They live with the mentality that he or she needs to protect himself before others. They project on others because it makes them feel better and gives them some sense of stability. There has been a misunderstanding according to the victim. The victim does not become a victim because he is weak. He becomes a victim because his abuser has chosen it to be that way. The victim is innocent of the crime. The aggressor is careful whom he selects. He aims at the victim's most vulnerable parts. Eventually, the victim is forced to face his childhood problems and traumas and appear to self-destruct themselves, when in reality, this all occurs through the conniving manipulation of the aggressor. In no way is a victim because he is a masochist. Outsiders question whether they do not leave their aggressors, perhaps because they like it or desire it. What they don't understand is that these victims are under such domination that there leaves no room for combat. There's no way to negotiate, there's no way to escape, so they must deal with it and accept everything his aggressor says without a doubt. The perfect victim is the one who easily blames him or herself. Tellenbach, a psychiatrist, explains that these people are easily found in the work and social field. They are people that sacrifice themselves for others and are reluctant to accept any help. Eventually, in a perverse relationship, they adopt the guilt of the aggressor. They are attacked because there's a liveliness. They are victims who have trouble hiding their feelings, and they easily share their emotions and happiness in public. And for the game to be worth it, the ideal victim needs to expose some sort of resistance to their aggressor, therefore making it exciting, and it leads to the abuser feeling more powerful. The victim begins making excuses and giving their abusers the benefit of the doubt. They feel the need to comprehend and forgive and justify the wrongings of their aggressors. The victims live with the hope that they will somehow be able to change their abusers. And these victims will also refuse to leave unconsciously due to unresolved childhood traumas. The victim will only stop being a victim when he or she realizes that the behavior of their abusers is unacceptable, that they do not deserve to be treated as so. They begin to notice this when the aggression becomes explicit. The perverse individual's objectives are to paralyze and destroy their victim, and therefore the victim is slowly consumed, going through 6 stages. 1. Resignation. This occurs when the victim feels hopeless and weak against their abuser, and as a consequence remains in this harmful relationship. 2. Confusion. The victim is not able to decide whether to do something or say something about the relationship. They don't know how. 3. Doubt. They are incapable of understanding reality. 4. Stress. Both emotionally and physically. The aggressor drops all of his stresses onto his victim. 5. Fear. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the victim is triggered to believe that he is a victim because he is always destined to be a victim. And 6. Isolation. The victims in the moment of confrontation feel undeniably alone. They begin to doubt their own perceptions and try to excuse and justify reality. They prefer to stay hushed instead of making things worse.